So, thank you very much, Andy Holland and Jane Hunt, for joining us in San Diego. We're here for Brighton SEO. You guys excited?
Very much so.
Yeah. So, what have we got on tonight, Jane?
Tonight we have our Taco and Tequila event with SEO for Hire. So very excited about that. We've got some great people coming. We're sold out, which is amazing.
It's good to hear.
And the food's meant to be very good there.
Well, I don't think you can go wrong with tacos and tequila. Apparently San Diego's famous for that as well.
It is. That's why we picked Taco and Tequila. Yep.
So I'm excited for that. There's a lot of people that are on the guest list that I've chatted to over LinkedIn, so I'm really excited to meet everybody. But I thought while we've got Jane and Andy here, we may as well do a quick video. So first question, Andy, going into 2024, what advice would you give to an SEO to stand out on the job market?
I think, to be honest with you, I don't think that the advice had ever changed. I think you've got to be into SEO and not want to fall into SEO. So most people fall into SEO as a career. If you want to really advance your career in 2024, you've got to be directed, you've got to be an SEO, you've got to love SEO, you've got to be showing you thinking about SEO. I think the best advice is to have a side project, and I think that's fantastic. I think so you need to start talking about SEO online. I think the side project is a really interesting one because so many SEOs, if it's a question I used to always ask people, have you ever built your own website? And most people will say no.
Yeah.
And I know that you don't need to have built your own website to do SEO, but it's a massive advantage because you start to think like a customer. You start to think about what process they've gone through. You start to think about how they've had to select the keywords, about the money that it costs. You start to think commercially, and I think that's a massive advantage. So my advice to anyone in SEO in 2024 is to, if you're starting your career, stand out by side projects. And if you are in your career and you've been going for some time, you need to start doing the thought leadership. As an industry, we only will attract better retainers, better individuals, better newcomers to the market when we talk about the market more professionally. And that's another element I think that I get quite passionate about, is the professionalism of people in the SEO marketplace. If we want to be an industry that people respect, an industry that people look for, and we get better quality budgets and clients and brands, you've got to have that kind of professionalism that can walk into the boardroom and hold your own. What we've got to do as an industry is be professional and observe the best practices. And that goes to the old black hat and white hat thing. But I think we need to start moving away from old-fashioned tactics that really don't really work the way that people think they work, and we need to be building quality content, quality websites, because people's coming after everyone. So
Awesome. Then Jane, same thing for digital PR. What advice would you give to somebody standing out digital PR going into 2024?
I think it's probably very similar to Andy's answer, so I wish I kind of answered first. But to anyone kind of that wants to stand out, I think we're in a position now where, as a digital PR agency, it's not just about building links anymore. We have to be working so much harder as agencies to show what we can achieve, where we can add value, etc., beyond just building links and looking at the commercials of it. So really understanding how businesses work, what else people need to see in terms of the added value, how we showcase that added value, and looking at a variety of metrics I think is really important. So having a team that really understands what you're trying to achieve beyond just building a set of links and kind of authority, I think is really important. And with that comes a lot of kind of testing, a lot of analysis, and just a lot of focus on the kind of objectives of the brand, not just the SEO objectives.
Awesome. I love it. Cool. So next question, Jane, we'll start with you this time in case Andy tries to bulldoze it again. But so JBH, you guys have been up and running for over 10 years now. So it was your 10th year birthday, last month?
Yeah.
Which is a great testament to the business. How are you guys ensuring agency growth going into 2024?
That's a really good question, and I think over the past 10 years we've seen the SEO industry change a lot, tactics-wise, and kind of trying to get rid of a lot of that black hat activity, and obviously the boom in digital PR has been huge over the last kind of 3 to 4 years, and we're seeing agencies, put digital PR departments together all over the place. So it's a lot more competitive when you're competing for clients, and it's a lot more important to showcase your value as a whole, and also, so as an agency, like I mentioned earlier, we're not just trying to build links, we're also trying to show the commercial impact of what we can do. So whether we can impact inquiries, sales, as well as build some really nice links and coverage, etc. So it's a lot harder, but one of our objectives is very much performance focused, and our mindset is all about that, how we can show that value, how we can be measuring different types of things, and also kind of share research comes into this, so looking at new kinds of metrics too. So we're putting together kind of a much kind of bigger picture of our impact as a digital PR agency.
Awesome, I love it. Andy, you got anything to add to that?
I think from my point of view, a lot of it comes down to what type of agency you want to be. So, agency growth, there are lots of types of agency out there. There are agencies with good names and there are agencies with bad names. And you can be an agency that wins lots of clients and gets very quickly growth. And you can do that, and you can promise the world, you can drop your fees, you can be that person who has a big shiny agency that's making a lot of money. And we see that all the time. But that doesn't mean the clients are getting their end results. 2024 onwards is going to be the year of profit. We're already seeing this with VC funds. VC funds would spend like no tomorrow years ago. Now they're all saying profit is the metric they look for. So an agency that can deliver profit and deliver growth is the one that's going to win and the one that's going to grow. And I think it goes back to what James was saying about looking at metrics around growth, looking at profitability, looking at giving people what they want. And I think the agency there'll always be those agencies that will just offer low price services for people, because there's people out there who will have that low price option. But I think the bigger agencies will grow will be the agencies with higher profit, were the ones when that's where the value is. So it's no longer about being the biggest agency, it's about being, I think, the most profitable agency. The most profitable agency will be the one that transfer profits and results to clients. So I think that's the key, is 2024 onwards is about profit for agencies and clients. It's about a fair deal, fair for the agencies, fair for the clients. And it's not that one-sided approach where I see many agencies get bad reputations, and I think that's where the future lies.
Awesome. And obviously, having strong agency growth, you need a team of 8 players for that. So, Jane, in your 10 years of business, how do you build a strong team of 8 players?
Oh, it's a good question, and we've had our fair share of fails within those 10 years, but I think in the last 4 to 5 years we've finally cracked it. And it's not so much that we're hiring based on ability, and yeah, we are hiring it based on ability, but more it's that kind of fire and passion for what we do, and that hunger to try new things and to really kind of push the boundaries and to really make a craft out of digital PR. I think that's really important, and we've got some stars. Everyone in the agency is a star, but there's some key people that are helping us move the agency forwards and really helping us kind of be that kind of performance mindset and kind of add that value. And so not only do we need that hunger, but at a certain point you need the people that will help you grow, that will move you forwards, that will help you position where you want to be in the market. And I think that's what we've cracked, and that's why we're in a good position now.
Yeah, and obviously we know as being a recruitment company in SEO, it's very hard to find people, especially nowadays that have got that hunger. I feel like a lot of people have gotten lazy with it, and yeah, it's something that we're trying to crack as well. But Andy, you've been involved in a lot of hiring in your career. What's your advice for building a team of 8 players?
Do you know, I think this is a really challenging question for SEO, because it goes back into that falling into SEO, straight being an SEO. I've interviewed people who have said all the right things on interview and have not been that person post-interview. And that's the problem with SEO. You can pick up an awful lot of knowledge, you can know an awful lot of things, but then it's the actual doing of things. And then at the flip side, we're now coming into an AI era where AI will be able to do an awful lot of other things that SEOs used to get paid for doing. So I think we're in a strange time in SEO about who the next hires are. What I think is a problem right now is that there's an approach where we just bring loads of people who are graduates in. Let's go and get graduates in, cheap labour and things like that. And the other problem we have is people who are very good at SEO are leaving the industry, and from agency side and client side for various reasons, and starting out on their own freelance journeys as well. And that's a big pull, and I have no problem about that, but what that does is creates a very unique issue for the SEO industry moving forward, is you've got inexperience coming in at scale, you've got experience leaving the top end. So I think from the SEO point of view, the agencies which will win will be the ones that retain experience and look to retain staff and build that experience up over a period of time, because people want to stay at the agency because it's a good agency, there's lots going on there that you're happy about, there's no toxic culture, there's none of that kind of thing, you're rewarded, you're not overworked, there's a good work-life balance, all those things people will want to stay in an agency for those things. And I think that's what agencies have got to do, is to retain talent at all costs, rather than, and then that talent will grow over time, it gets better and better. Now what will happen is we won't have as many people coming into the SEO industry as juniors, and that's fine, but as long as you get them coming in. And then I think what we can do as the industry grows, the need for new people to come in will increase. And I think that the education in universities, we need to get SEO on syllabus, we need to get SEO as part of digital marketing syllabuses, we need to have maybe even an SEO degree.
Yeah.
I could see the time when that happens, and I think that's the future we do, where we have people coming out. The industry's got to mature, it's got to evolve, but I think the key for agencies to build A players is actually the agency itself and retaining talent. We don't want to keep losing people on the top end going out to the freelance market, and we also want to make sure anyone coming in is coming in, and they come in a very staged process. So they get to come in, they get to learn, they get to absorb. Their first couple of years is all learning and picking up, almost like an apprenticeship model. I think we just got to, things have got to change a little bit, but that will come when we get more business into SEO and the whole profession evolves, which I think is happening nicely.
I love that answer actually, and just to add to the point about kind of, keeping your talent, your top talent, you've spent all that time kind of bringing them in, nurturing them, kind of helping them kind of build their careers. It's such a waste when they leave, and I understand why people leave and move on, etc., because it's part of the process. But we've done a lot of work making sure we're really rewarding our team, and that's not just a monetary reward, and I think that's what everyone thinks kind of motivation and rewards are about. But it's making sure that they're constantly feeling good about what they're doing, they're feeling supported, they're appreciated, and this is kind of both internally and publicly. And so we spent a lot of time making sure we've got that right as well.
Yeah, well, even on that, obviously retaining talent, but even like us doing the recruiting side, the amount of clients that we have that just don't have an onboarding process, and it's something that we've talked to clients about multiple times. It's like, we call the onboarding process like the honeymoon phase, where it's like those 90 days are extremely important, basically to basically have that shift in, this is what the company's going to do for you, this is going to be, and set that ceiling pretty high. But yeah, was there always a push for culture driven within the agency, or was there a click when you were like, oh?
I think when you start out, you just kind of, think this is the culture I want, this is cool, etc. You bring in your pool tables and, you go to the pub and that's culture, right?
Yeah.
And it's not, it's so much more than that, and it's about professional development and support and mental health, all those things. And we made a misstep by waiting too long to bring an HR person in to manage that and to really build that. And now we've got Rachel, who's amazing, and she's putting in, she spent the last few years putting in all these processes. And culture is kind of building. I mean, it's in a really good place, don't get me wrong, but it's not like we're finished. Yeah. So we're constantly crafting our PDP process, making sure our onboarding is as good as it can be, that people are staged, like you mentioned, like not just thrown in and left to get on with it, etc. That it's very structured. So I can't remember what the original question was. Yeah, so we spent a lot of time making sure we're kind of getting the basics right.
Awesome. Cool. And then how are you guys preparing your clients for the launch of the SGE?
SGE. Okay, so this is really interesting one, because you'll find Google's just done another update today that's come out. Every SEO is stressed. There's more updates going on than I've ever seen ever in my entire career. And the problem we've got now is I'm going to go back, because obviously I was in the police for a long time. I always like to go back to my police story. So when you've got a police, you've either got a known risk or an unknown risk. So when you're going to do an event, an offender's location or anything like that, you either know the person's a risk or they're completely unknown. At this moment in time, SGE is an unknown risk. We don't know how it's going to get launched, we don't know how it's going to get rolled out, we don't know if it's going to be automatic or optional. We only have a sort of experimental dashboard that's accessible to people in the US that can go and have a look at how it works, and some people have got access, some people haven't. And so we don't know what the end result is going to be. But what we can do is we can look at actually what's going on with ChatGPT, we can look coming up with SGE, and we can look at the various different things, and we can look at the general picture of things. So without a doubt, right now, Google is going after websites that aren't real businesses. There's no doubt about that. They're going after niche site empires. They want people who are trying to earn money from online rather than people who are trying to promote their business online. That's the difference. They want people who are experts, who've got experience, authority, and trustworthiness. And that's never changed. What the problem is when we try to hack SEO. We try to hack SEO through buying guest posts en masse, and we buy links like this. These are all the things. So if I've been examining lots of websites being hit at the moment. There's something I'm talking about online, and one thing rings true from every site I've been to and I've analysed is they lack brand search. Now I'm not saying that those things, there's a correlation between brand search and actually being penalised. I don't think that's the issue. What I think is the signals that Google looks at as their ranking factors actually go after people who are naturally getting brand search. So the various things. Brand search occurs when people are interested in what you do and sell, and are likely to want to buy from you. And as SEOs, if you want to prepare yourself for SGE, it's all about brand. Yeah. It's all about strength of the brand. The things, the sites that are showing up are the people and the individuals, the websites, the businesses who have got a stronger brand. And that means that SEOs have to think of things in a very different way. And from our point of view, we don't need to prepare clients, because clients come to us at JBH because they want to be bigger brands. They want to have that brand PR, they want to have that digital PR link building, which gets them in the media, gets them focused there, and that leads into the EEAT. So it's an unknown risk, but if I were to, we prepare our clients by doing what we've done from day one. And if I'm honest with you, the best SEOs in the world, or the best SEOs building brands anyway, they do that actively. They've got that approach. So they probably won't have any issues, and the preparation is there. I think people will lose traffic when it's launched. I think they've got to have that, but that doesn't mean people are going to lose business. And that's what people have got to get their head around. I think if you're a publishing business, and that's somebody who's got a website, you put out content, you earn money through display ads and affiliate income, I think you've got a very different problem. And the problem is that you've actually got to, accept you will lose maybe some traffic, but also the fact you can make that volume up by being searched for. So any amount of traffic that anyone's losing, you can make up by being searched for, and that's what people have got their head around. So I don't think SEOs have to sit there and say, all right, we're going to lose loads of traffic, this is going to be a disaster. The challenge is, how can we be searched for so we can make up any traffic losses? How can we grow our brand? And that's what I'll say to anyone who's worried about SGE. Go into your dashboards, go into Google Analytics, go into your search console now. Look at how many people are searching for your brand. And if they're not searching for your brand, and you've been running a website for 4, 5, 6 years and you're lots of money, or maybe not, but either way, you've got to figure out, well, how can we get people to search for us? Because getting tons of traffic, but none of that's coming back to us. What's the problem there? Why isn't that not happening? And you've got to figure that out. So, and that's where you start with SGE. You say, what's the worst case scenario? We lose all our traffic. How will that affect our business? And you can have rational, logical, worst case scenario plans, but also it's a time to look at what you've been doing as a business full stop and say, okay, well, why aren't people searching for us? And how could we stop Google having this power? If you take the power away from Google by being searched for, and you rank for your very close buyer terms, SGE will not take away those buyer traffic. It's going to be mostly top of funnel, as they call it, and I'm not a big fan of that phrase for lots of reasons, but these are people out of the market for buying a lot of these times. These are people just, very top end, they're just looking for information. Publishers affected. So SGE, with business as well, it's literally, we're just carrying on as normal because there is no issues with how we do things. I think it will affect a lot of SEOs, but brand, that's the focus for 2024 for anybody. Should have been the focus for the last 2 years for brands anyway. Be searched for, not just found by search, or as I like to say, be found by search once, be searched for twice, and then be searched for first. That's the goal. So you get found through a website, through search, or whatever it means, the people search for you, and then people search first for you. That's the goal, to always be the first person people search for when it's time to buy.
I love that. I think a lot of people get a lot of value from that. So Andy, you're talking on Friday. You able to give a little tease to the audience of what it is?
Yeah, so it's the metric which will make SEO 10 times more valuable and 10 times more effective. And I think this fits into everything what we talked about just on this, and I think it fits into the general agenda of what's going on. We need to be going to the boardroom and to businesses with a value proposition which is far better than what we've previously done. I always say traffic is vanity, profit is sanity. Businesses want profit. We've got a lot of tactics which are blogger tactics being used on businesses and they can't realise the profit. There's a lot of people saying, well, where's my ROI? There's a lot of conversation about revenue generation. There's tons of things that get spoken about. We've got to be able to go into a boardroom or into a meeting and very confidently articulate our power of SEO into how it actually grows a business and grows a brand. And the talk is going to go through that. It's going to give people a metric that they can use. It's actually going to be meaningful rather than just traffic. As we said, like traffic is it's got no context, traffic has or anything. It's going to have a metric that's meaningful. I'm going to give people the tools and techniques of how they can work around this metric. And I'm also going to show them how they can grow their business using search, all in 20 minutes. So there's a lot to pack in, and I think people will get a lot from it.
Awesome, I'm excited to hear it. Jaden, last question for you. So we've travelled 15 hours over here. We're all UK based. I've got our head of recruitment, Darius, is over there as well. We've got quite a few clients in the US. So our plan is to just get more of a stamp in the US. What's your goal with BrightonSEO and being over in San Diego?
Good question. Well, it's similar really. I mean, we already have US clients we work with, but we're interested in kind of building that out, etc. And expanding kind of our profile here and really becoming more well known. And obviously we've got Andy, we've got who's so much knowledge and expertise to share, and obviously he's very well known anyway. And yeah, we're just ready for kind of the next kind of evolution of JVH. It's been 10 years, so the next 10 years can be about the US.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for coming on today. I think
Thank
we're
you.
going to head to the beach. We're each going to the zoo.
Yep.